The Polish commercial property market continues to be very healthy. We saw a lot of activity in 2013 and the momentum has carried on into 2014. One of the principal drivers for this is the stability and the growth in the Polish economy. And you'll be aware that GDP forecasts have been increased to 3.2% for 2014. But there's also underlying improvement in domestic demand. The labour markets have improved, unemployment is down, we've got low inflation and low interest rates, and that's driving consumer spending, which of course is good for the retail sector. So looking at the investment market, we've seen continued high level of activity with investors buying into the Polish market. So some 1.4 billion euros committed to Poland for the first 6 months of 2014, which is around 27% up on last year, and would suggest that we'll get to about 3 billion euros by the end of the year. We've got the usual German, US and UK investors looking at Poland, but also some new sources of capital. And so Poland remains as the leader in Central Europe, but is also an attractive alternative to the more established Western European investment markets. The main characteristic is a lot of new construction across all the sectors. So if you look at the office market, we're seeing some 292,000 square metres of new office supply in Warsaw and the top 6 regional cities in the first 6 months of this year. If you look at just Warsaw, new supply is about 190,000 square metres. If you add on what we expect to come to the market in the second half of the year, then you're up to about 330,000 square metres. So this will be at its highest level since the year 2000. Tenant demand remains healthy, but we've seen a fallback in pre-letting activity, particularly in Warsaw, compared to the same period last year. So the overall result, as you would expect, is that vacancy rates have edged upwards to about 13.5%. Looking at the retail sector, again, a lot of activity. Some 11 new shopping centres developed in the first half of this year. It's around 240,000 square metres of new shopping centre supply, which takes the total for Poland up to just over 10 million square metres. Looking at the industrial sector, again, the picture is one of considerable development activity. We've seen some 340,000 square metres of new supply delivered in the first half of 2014, and that's equivalent to the whole of the new supply in 2013. Right now there's some 840,000 square metres of new warehouse and logistics accommodation under construction. Now admittedly some 350,000 square metres will go to Amazon, but you can see the considerable volumes that we're talking about. Luckily, tenant demand is there. We've seen lease-up activity at about 20% ahead of the same period last year,